up, Internet? I'm Matt Brickman. This is the 734 from WCCO. And no, I am not in a rustic cabin. I'm up on the WCCO rooftop, which we have transformed into this lumberjam experience. We have log rolling, we have axe throwing, and Babe the Blue Ox, hanging out up there as well. And you might recognize Babe's best friend, Paul Bunyan, with the giant basketball because Paul loves hoops. And we even have a giant version of basketball up here as well that we are calling Bunyan Ball. Buckets all day. That's all I do. A little chilly though here up on the rooftop this morning. Skies are mostly cloudy right now, but temperatures a bit on the cool side. We're above freezing, albeit barely, 34 right now in downtown Minneapolis. A little bit of an easterly wind, but rain's the question today, right? When does it hit? How much are we going to get? Well, I think this morning should be dry, mostly if not completely cloudy, as that initial wave just kind of falls apart to our south. But by the evening drive, chance for a couple of showers to roll in. It's not going to be much, but some scattered light showers through the late afternoon and into the evening hours. Temperatures today held down with the clouds, only 46 for a high, but then look what we get tomorrow. That rain is gone, clouds move out, and we warm up. It's beautiful by the afternoon on Friday, getting up to right around 62 for a high here in the Twin Cities. Okay, for the talker today, where do you do the majority of your shopping, online or in stores? Well, if you do it online, you're in the majority for the first time ever. In February, U.S. census data shows online sales accounted for 11.812% of the $506 billion spent on retail purchases. That barely topped out the 11.806% of sales in stores. Okay, kind of silly numbers there, but the idea is people are spending more money online than in stores. So I want to know, where do you do your shopping and why? I mean, do you like to go touch and see in person before you make that purchase, or are you happy just a couple of clicks and then you've got it? Let us know if you're watching on Facebook or on Twitter. How do you shop and why? And we'll share a couple of those responses coming up in just a little bit. Well, we are up on the rooftop for a good reason. The Final Four teams are here. They are in Minneapolis. And later today, we're going to hear from players and coaches at a press conference at US Bank Stadium. Texas Tech was the first to touch down in the Twin Cities. Does that mean they'll win the whole thing? I don't know. They've had extra time to prepare. Virginia, Michigan State, and Auburn also got settled into their hotels. Their fans are here too.
It's like celebrities, right? How cool was that? They're so big, they're so awesome, so humble. Just love them.
I think this is pretty cool. You can actually see the teams play for free tomorrow. There are going to be open practices at US Bank Stadium. In addition to the teams and fans, 10 of the best referees in college basketball are also here. Get excited. The NCAA says refs had a 95% accuracy rate this season. Of course, we remember only the 5% that they got wrong. J.D. Collins is the man who picks the refs for the tournament.
We're not going to be perfect. We're human. We are humans, and we are going to miss plays. We just hope that it doesn't happen at the end of a game that impacts the winner and loser.
Also, this isn't their full-time job. Most refs have other gigs. They're teachers, they're accountants, they're lawyers, things like that. A reminder, if you're going to any of the Final Four events, no purses or backpacks allowed. You can only bring clear bags. You can see them there, and clutches. That goes for every Final Four event, including the concerts at the Armory and the tip-off tailgate on Nicollet Mall. Hey, there's also a really cool event tonight at Target Center. I wish I could stay up this late to go to this. You can watch the best dunkers and three-point shooters in college basketball tonight. There's the three-point championship and college slam dunk contest. 24 of the best men's and women's players are going to show off their skills tonight. They've got some pretty big-name judges, too. Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, Robert Covington will be on the panel. This starts at 8 o'clock tonight. And if you don't have time to get downtown, you can watch it on ESPN. In international news this morning, a preliminary report on the Ethiopian Airlines crash came out a little bit earlier this morning. It says the crew basically did everything right. Investigators found that the crew performed all the procedures from Boeing, but still could not control the jet. The report also says the aircraft was fit to fly. Former Vice President Joe Biden is responding to allegations of inappropriate touching. He posted this video on Twitter.
Social norms have begun to change, they've shifted, and the boundaries of protecting personal space have been reset, and I get it.
4 women accused Biden of unwanted touching and kissing. He says his political style has always been to, quote, share a human interaction. Biden is expected to jump into the 2020 race soon. Okay, this could be a remarkable ending to a missing child case. A teenage boy claims to have escaped after being kidnapped 7 years ago. The boy told police he's 14-year-old Timothy Pitson, who was last seen in Illinois in May of 2011. Authorities say his mother took her own life days later. Police say the boy told investigators he escaped kidnappers at a hotel in Ohio and then ran across a bridge in Kentucky. The FBI is working to confirm his identity. All right, let's get back to today's talker. For the first time ever, Americans spent more money online than in retail stores. That was in the month of February. So my big question for you, where do you do your shopping and why? Do you prefer kind of going in, getting your hands on the fabrics and figuring out if this fits like they say it's going to fit, or are you okay just kind of clicking and then returning if you have to? Our digital guy Cole is up freezing with me on the rooftop as well. It's a little chilly, Cole.
It's a bit chilly.
Where did you buy that coat? Was that online or in stores?
Actually went in the store.
Wow, imagine
Macy's
that.
used to be here. Yes.
Okay.
All right, we got Brad saying we shop mostly in stores until Christmas, and then my wife and I buy most of our Christmas gifts online.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I like to do as well. It's easier just to kind of get people presents online,
Yeah,
it seems.
and we got Deb saying, I prefer in-person shopping. I dislike having to go through the trouble of returning something if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And then we have Hajira saying, online saves time, more choices, and I don't get tired.
If they've got a good return policy, I mean, that's pretty easy. We did get a couple of responses on Twitter, too. Serena said, brick and mortar, I like to touch and feel what I buy. And the walk is my hiking. I like that, get a little exercise in. And Catholic Sports Dude says, easier to try things on in person versus online. There's no arguing with that. All right, that is it for the 734 today from WCCO up on the Lumberjam rooftop here in downtown Minneapolis. We'll be back here tomorrow at 7:34. Until then, be nice to each other on the internet.